Hello, Graybeard here, and we're going to take a ride on the Jansno. I guess you can call this a victory lap. But yeah, it narrowly edged out the Polarna, just like a mile per hour on a couple of the checkpoints where we passed by, you know, on the last video if you watched. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little bike. I like it. And it's a lot cheaper than that Polarna. Love the Polarna, but bang for your buck, you ain't gonna beat this one. Like I say, it's rated at 750, and the Polarna was rated at 1,000. I even showed it to you on the hub if you watched the last video. And evidently they rate them different. That's what I'm thinking. Evidently they rate them different, and this one's rated by the constant, and the Polarna must have used the max. Oh yeah, I gotta get my key out. I always forget about this one. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it eventually. What's this one? That's it. Boop. That's the only thing about this one is I always forget the key. But another thing is the difference between the two, and I keep failing to bring it up, but it really doesn't bother me. This has a bit more basic looking screen, and the other one's got it in the center, and it's nice in color and everything. But if I can look up and see what, you know, my speed, this, that, and the other, that's what matters. I mean, I'm just easy to please like that. But yeah, you know, some people will like that color screen and think, oh yeah, that's much better. But you know, it doesn't do any more than this screen does. And you know, like I say, you get the bigger battery, color screen, hydraulic brakes. That's what it has over this one, the Polarna X-01. And it doesn't have performance. They're about evenly matched. I mean, very evenly matched. But I got an eyelash tickling me where the wind's blowing up into my riding shades. But anywho's, like I say, both bikes are great. And like I say, the Polarna does have some things this don't, but this one has a couple of things it don't. So, like I say, it's up to whoever's buying. If you're choosing between one and the other, is it really worth the difference in price? I mean, if you really like the Polarna better by the way it looks and stuff like that, you know the performance is the same as this, and both of them for your, you know, more affordable e-bike, to me, both of them are worth the money. Oh yeah, like say though, the two things this has, it has turn signals and it has the mag wheels. And it came with the cool fenders, if you ask me. In my opinion, I like these fenders better than what came on that Polarna. Because what you see on the Polarna right now, I put on there. I need to remember to shift down when I come up to a stop, especially on an incline like this. I rode down here at the end. I wish there was a to the right. Oh shoot, dang it. Woohoo. I tried to let off, and my hand was still holding on to the throttle. Yeah, I was looking both ways, But that car kind of popped over the hill. That's a bad thing. That road tees right over at the bottom of this hill, which the hill ain't that long down to that road. So you can look one way and go to look back the other way, and before you know it, another car's already coming up over that hill when you're trying to, you know, cross the street. So you got to be careful, especially with an electric bike. I keep hearing something up front here. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, let's check and see at the park. We haven't went to the park this way. We usually go on the main drag, College Avenue. This is the way I used to come to the park on my mini bikes back when I had the courage to do so. Yeah, as soon as we moved into this house I live in now, first time I tried to take the little mini out, off-duty cops said, "You ain't supposed to blah blah blah." There's some broken glass there. You got to be careful on these bikes too. You can get anti-puncture tires, but they'll cost you a pretty penny. I'm not saying they're not worth it. They're probably worth it. But if your budget's like mine, it's not in the budget. Got something to do here at the stadium. I don't know what's going on. Could be football tryouts for Bluefield. Or it could be practice. They might already, I don't know when they do tryouts. Back in the day, it was usually about this time of year. A little bit just before school started. I'd say it's probably already happened though. This is absolutely clear. See, they keep that Harley trailer parked there because they do all the little, they do classes where you can, you know, they show you everything you're going to go through when you go to take your driving test on a motorcycle, or riding test, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, the biggest thing if you're going to go buy a bike like this, an electric bike, I hear 500 is decent. To put it a little bit into perspective, that little scooter I got, that little kick scooter, it's 350 watts. And yeah, it's an Edge, not an Alpha. I was thinking Alpha, but I searched and searched the internet, and you know, evidently the Edge, I don't know if it was an exclusive thing with Walmart that Hover One did, because Walmart likes to get them to do exclusive things that you can only get at Walmart, so then they get all the sales for that particular item and they don't have no competition. But on the internet there's not very many results for the Hover One Edge. And when I got it, Walmart had it on clearance. Evidently the park is open because the parking lot over there is fairly full. Take minimal effort to get over this hill. Yep, it's open. People are playing. Yeah, I do. I like these round mirrors better. So much, in fact, I'm contemplating buying another pair to replace those ones that's on the Polarna. I just like it because they're a mirror. A lot of these mirrors you got to watch when you buy them. They have some that are convexed, and they just look. It just, to me, it messes with my eyes when I'm looking into them. And it doesn't make it any safer. I mean, you can still do what you need to do with them, but I just like a regular, when I look into a mirror, I don't want it messing with my eyes. These were about, I'm gonna say somewhere in the area of $15. So were the ones on the Polarna, but I think these are the better deal. Still got 5 full bars. Of course, the only riding we did was that little comparison, which, you know, there wasn't really a whole lot of riding going on there. It was just a video I wanted to put out to settle for myself and for y'all that which one actually had the better get up and go and power or whatever, you know. And I was actually a little surprised. I expected the Polarna to, I know it wasn't a big difference between the two. Like I said in previous videos, sometimes I get on the Polarna and think, yeah, it does have a little more power. Then I get back on the Jansno and I'm like, I don't know if it's got more power. The Jansno, to me, just seems just about as peppy. And technically, I mean, just by an ever so slight margin, it is just a hair peppier. I'd say it's even, because I might have been pedaling a little harder when this one got to the top of the hill, gave it that extra mile per hour at the top of the hill. And looking at the footage, when one time I was when I took off on this one, it didn't seem like I gave it a good enough takeoff. But if I'm not mistaken, that's still the time that it had 1 more mile per hour by that pole. Like I say, either way, either bike is fun, either bike is really cool. I like them both. If I can afford to, I'll buy another one this coming year to add to the stable. I've been wanting to get one of them folding bikes, and some of them cost more than these do. Like the Engine Pro, that's a good bike. I've heard nothing but good things from it. Polarna has one. It's the M6 or something like that. It's supposed to be like direct competitor to the Engine Pro. The bikes, like I say, this one is a different brand than the Polarna. They both carry a lot of the same components. So, you know, with all these bikes in this price range group, you know, $800 to $1,500, it's up to you to decide if you're going to spend a little more or what, because I myself, if I was choosing, and to be honest, between this bike and that Polarna, and I hadn't bought either one of them yet, knowing what I know now, I would have bought this bike right off. It wouldn't have been much of a, you know, thought process. Good looking old Ford. Good looking old Ford. And I'm not a Ford guy. I'm a Chevy guy. They all make good vehicles though. I just prefer a Chevy. I'm debating whether to go over this big hill. Oh, it's nice and cool in the shade. Yeah, like I say, even them Ingways. Now with the Engine Pro, I think you actually get an 8-speed shifter setup. But I mean, if you get the newest Engine Pro, it's like $1,500. I won't pay that much right now for a folding e-bike like that. It doesn't have that much over this one or the Polarna. In fact, it don't have anything over the Polarna. The only thing I can think of is I think it does have a slightly bigger battery than this one. But does that make it worth twice as much? Because it's almost twice as much as this. It's like $14.99. That's closing in on double the price. Whew. This is where you start to feel it. And that's where them gears come in handy. Whew. I'm trying to understand why I'm in pedal assist 3. We never went all the way to the top. Can I make it without stopping? Whew. Heavy breathing. Look at the view though. Sit here and take a breather. Whew. It's very lush around here though. Lots of greenery. Woo-hoo. This is a good test of brakes. Because if you ever watched my older videos where I used to be ballsy enough to ride my minis on the streets, I used to go up this hill with that big one. The big one would go up this side, which is the steeper side. Whew. Yeah, these brakes work great. I have plenty of confidence in these brakes. And if you get them, there's not a whole lot of pad on these brakes from the get-go. And I watched one video where this one guy had one of these. Well, actually it was a different brand bike. I can't remember what it was. But he had 400 miles on his bike. And his brakes wore flat out at 400 miles. So, when you get one, you should immediately think about buying an extra set of brakes for front and rear to you know, have for when the originals wear out. Still a little wore out from that hill. But I hadn't took you up over it with either one of my bikes, my electric bikes. The scooter, definitely not the actual gas-powered scooter. The Kimco, it don't have the balls. Yeah, it's funny, it went back up to 5 bars, but coming up that hill, we went down to 3. It's still holding 5 bars. Going up that hill though, it said no. It's down to 4 now. It's something about amp drainage or something. Now it's down to 3. But watch when I let off. I'm gonna let off. I'd get off the shoulder, but that thing's got a kind of an incline. These people want to ride this lane and they want to stay behind me. Oh no, they was turning there, I guess. Yep, see, it went back up to 5 bars. But it's something to do with amp drainage, or they also called it something else. I heard something about lag, like power lag or something like that. Whew. Yeah, I'm feeling it in my buttocks muscles. Woohoo! But like, well, I was talking about a 500 watt. Like I say, to put that into perspective, that little scooter I got's only 350 watts. Brand new, it was 2 something, closing in on 300. I can't remember. It was like 269, 279 or something like that. And I would have never paid that. I saw it on clearance for 60 and I said, okay, mind is made up. For 60 bucks, that was a steal. But 350 watt motor. And I also found out in my research, you get about 6 miles of range out of that thing. I thought it was more than that. But it said 6 miles on the, if their internet was right. Because, you know, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. Somebody could have had their numbers wrong. Sometimes they even, the brand's little websites will get their own stuff wrong. I've seen that before. Like I was reading about the Polarna, and it said something about folding e-bike. The Polarna and this one, either one, are a folding e-bike. You can go ahead. Woohoo! Yes, it's sad to see them old buildings go down. I don't know why the guy's going so slow. He was waiting on me to get the right of way turning into this road. That's why you got to be extra careful when driving. Whether you're on one of these, a motorcycle, or in a car or truck. I just heard something fall. What did I lose? It could have been something I picked up with a tire and fell off. But I heard something. I'm shifting down whilst trying to take off. I heard something. Nothing feels weird on this bike, but I heard something. It was right about here somewhere. And maybe I was just hearing things. Maybe it was from somewhere else, but I thought it was from me. But I'm not seeing anything. That's freaking weird. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Nothing feels loosey-goosey on the bike or anything like that. That's another thing. You always look your bike over every so often. Make sure your bolts and nuts and everything are still fairly tight and all that. Well, you want them more than fairly tight, but you know, make sure they're good and tight. But about that thing about the bike, yeah, about like the scooter being 350 watts. I hear 500 watts is good on a bike. Now, if you want one and you don't care about going over 22 miles an hour, 500 watt would be fine, especially if you're on flat land. If you don't have very many hills like I got. As you can see in front of me, I got the biggest hills. That boy liked my bike, I believe. I just now hit throttle. Now this is slightly downhill where we're at. Not by a whole lot, but we're hitting 29. But like I say, it's slightly downhill. But yeah, I myself, if I was to recommend a bike, I recommend at least 750 watts. Because especially after riding this one, anything less would be just kind of if I do anything as far as buying another bike, it's going to be more power. 750's plenty good though to ride around town. Like I say, these can replace the scooter. You don't have to worry about a motorcycle license. Taking no test or nothing like that. You just get on it and ride. Now some places, like if you live in these big cities, they're more highly regulated. But in little old towns like this right here, as long as you don't act a fool, they don't bother you. I have yet to been bothered on this bike. And like most of your in-town driving, at least on the tighter streets, is 25. And other than hills, this bike will do it. Bike will do it with ease. Great little bike. Like I say, that's my recommendation, at least 750 watts. You can't go wrong with this particular bike. But we're going to pull in and head to the garage. And that was a pretty decent ride though. We only used 2 bars out of 5. Like I say, I've only charged this battery up. I think this was the 3rd time. As far as I can recall, it's only been like the 3rd time I recharged the battery. Well, I charged it once initially. Well, no, I didn't. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It was showing full. And I'm trying to get off this bike the easiest way possible. I'm an old fart. Yeah, that's right. We rode it out from what was originally on the battery already. And I think since then though, I've charged it 3 times, I believe. And like I say, anytime you get these bikes, if you don't get nowhere near what it says you can get on it to start off with, just know that you need to charge the battery. It needs to go through a few cycles, basically, before you can expect it to give you the full amount of range you're going to get. You're not going to get it on the first couple, 3 charges. You know what? I don't think no, I did not. I didn't lock that in. That's how good that phone holder is. Let me shed some light on the subject. But yeah, it's a great bike. But if you're going to buy one, I'm trying to find Jansno has another bike they just come out with. This is the X50. I think it's called an X70. Trying to find it. A lot of y'all may not know about it yet. Oh. But yeah, there it is. They're saying, hold it, no. Is that it? Yeah. 850. So yeah, these are like 550. So it's about $200-300 more than this. But you get brown wall knobbies, and it has a 34 amp hour removable dual batteries. It's got a battery up there. It looks like a tank. And I hope I got you in my shot. But it's got a battery up there, and then the regular battery, it looks like this one. Altogether, adding up to 34 amp hours. So if you're thinking about range, 34 amp hour, that's 12 more than this has. And well more than double what this has. But yeah, if you're not worried about range, like look, you saw the ride we just did. Didn't use half the battery. I mean, 14 amp hours for most people is probably going to be enough. Now, if you want to go on super long rides that take you most of the day, you're going to want something like that X70 that has 34 amp hour. Get you off the chesty. And like I say, for $850 though, you're not going to beat that. I don't think you're going to beat it at all. Nowhere. Well, I got it for just over $8. But $850 was the price of that new one, and then it's $300 shipping. That was just that one sales page. The one I got I got it on Amazon. If anybody ever want the link, it's on Amazon. I got it. If you want the link, just holler at me in the comments, and I'll reply and give you the link. But it was $549. Of course, it may not be that now because I bought it a while back. Let me lay you down just a second. But putting up my chates, my riding chates. But yeah, it was $549.99, and I want to say it was like $201 shipping, $201.99 or something like that. I can't remember exact. I could try to pull it up on my Amazon, but it come out to $801 and some odd cents. And for that price, what you get with this bike is well worth the money. Well worth it. Probably one of your best buys out there. And I'm pointing up. I'm freaking cooking. Let me see here. Oh, hold it now. I think. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to research my orders, go back through it and see if I can find it and see what it shows. I guess I have to filter. for this whole year because I got it this year. Alrighty. Whew, I'm binding up. I wanted to show you this though. There's my fenders, there's the tires. Yep, here it is. It doesn't say. I wanted to view the deal if it would let me. It won't show me. Oh, here's the order details. Yeah, it was $548.95. So I paid $548.95, and the total was $801.38. So yeah, I knew it was some odd cents, $801.38, but it was like 200 or 201 shipping. The deal on this bike, you're just not going to beat it. Not even if you settle for one of them folding bikes. Some of y'all might like them folding bikes, some of y'all may not. I want to try one just to try it. They're built heavy, they got the big fat tires and stuff like that. They're heavier duty than any of your regular bikes. And I mean, look at that, for $800 as far as an electric bike, you're not going to beat that. I mean, like I say, if you have a little, if you're a little more bougie, if you're a little more bougie, the Polarna would be the way to go. Like I say, hydraulic brakes, dual springs in the back, and I tell you, it does have a better ride. This one is a little stiff on the rear end. Front ends, I couldn't tell you which one's better. They're probably even. This one is a little stiffer. This one, as you can see, I mean, what kind of travel can that little shock give you? I mean, it gives you some, so it's better than nothing. But that right there, that's more like a motorcycle. And there's two of them. And it is actually softer. Has a softer, more, it still feels planted and capable and all that, but it's just, it's not, if you're older like me, this might be the way to go. But yeah, hydraulic brakes, dual shocks, color screen, and it's just a little bit beefier built. A lot bigger seat, more frame to it. But that X70, check that X70 out. It is still cheaper than this. It is cheaper than this bike with 34 amp hours of battery life on charge, you know, on each charge, whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah, these are the mirrors. I don't know if you can tell when you look into it, it don't look like a regular mirror. This is a regular mirror. And then when you go and look at this one, it's augmented. It's supposed to be convex, but I don't know. You know me, I'm cheap. Look around the edges. That's where it gives it away. It's just got a funky look around the edges. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a video on a bike I've had since 1999. But it's got a funky frame on it. It's one of them mountain bikes. It's a Mongoose. And if I do a video on it, I'll probably have to use, where'd I lay it? I took the my selfie stick off and laid it somewhere. I'll have to find that. It's in here. It's got to be in here. I'll have to find where I laid it down. That's weird. You may see it, but I don't. Oh, there it is. On the toolbox. I'll probably have to mount that down on the frame somewhere so you can still get a visual of the speed and junk like that and still see the scenery and whatnot. We'll see. It may happen, it may not. But, as I always say, please, please, please hit that like button. If you want to help the channel out, hit the like button, comment, share. Every little interaction helps. Helps me get further on to where I can have a little bit of a budget and it don't cost you a dime. The more views I get, the more it promotes my channel. You know, it's just like a snowball effect, you know. The more interaction, the more views, on and on, more subscribers I end up getting. And I'm not trying to be the most famous YouTuber or anything like that. I doubt that'll ever happen. But I want to get it to where I can have some kind of a budget and where I can actually buy stuff. This I'm doing with my own money. All these bikes. The scooter, it's coming out of my pocket, and I ain't very wealthy. But if I can get to where I can start getting monetized on YouTube and get enough to where I can have a little disposable income, I can start bigger things, cooler things that might glue you to the screen, you know. And hopefully we'll get there. And I appreciate you guys that are loyal followers and watch every one of my videos. I appreciate that tremendously. And I hope a lot more of you that's just peeking in at it, you know, somehow found me in the algorithm or the search and junk like that. Maybe you was thinking about a Jansno, you've seen them or something like that. Well, I got a few videos on it. And my last video, if you haven't seen it, is head to head. And you'll see how that turned out and how they performed and everything, and how fair you might think the competition was. But both bikes are great. This one just happens to be a lot more affordable. And that's what turned me on to it. I didn't want to pay $1,200 for another bike. I wanted to get one a little cheaper. And this is what's great for people who haven't bought a bike yet. They are getting somewhat cheaper. It's just gradually happening. The more they sell them, the cheaper they're going to get. And I'm not saying the quality, the cheaper in price they're going to get. Just do your research. Watch channels like this one. If you don't watch this one, watch others, you know. But I like to watch a few different people. And that way you can kind of have a more balanced take on it. Because one guy might be getting paid too. Some of these companies send these bikes to people. And some people will still give an honest review. Some won't. But how are we to know which ones that is? You know. I'm buying them with my own money. So my review is my opinion. I've not been contacted by any of these people. You look at my daggone subscriber count. They ain't contacted me. Not right yet, anyway. I'd have to have quite a few more subscribers and a lot more views to get these people to start sending me bikes. And I'll take them. But honestly, you're going to get my opinion on them. I'll tell them what they can improve. I'll tell them what's really good about them. But overall, you know, you're not going to get a perfect bike. But this is about as close as it gets. This one here, both of them. If you can find a scratch on either one of these bikes, and I've rode them a while. But you can zoom in on the screen or whatever if you're on your computer and tell me. You can go back to my video where I assembled this bike. Of course, some of it kind of got nixed. Mostly what you see on this one is a little bit of dirt where we went through something, a little wetness, you know, like maybe a little puddle somewhere that hadn't dried up. Because I don't ride these in the rain. That's just me. That's just me. I don't ride them in the rain. But, like I say, if you like the video, please hit like. If not, lie to me. I'm a man, I can take it. Like it anyway. And comment, like, and share. Every one of those interactions, each time, like when you like a video, you share it, you're helping me more and more each thing you do on my page, on that, you know, video page. Comment on other people's comments, stuff like that, you know. All that helps promote the channel. and it'll help a feller out. And like I say, subscribe if you have not yet, and if you have, make sure you're still subscribed, and share the crap out of it.